God is good, and with each day that passes brings us a day closer to the launch of Pantheon Rise of the Fallen. This is the Nathan Napalm channel, and if you are new here, please consider subscribing, especially if you're interested in Pantheon related content on our march to launch. Today, I want to talk a little bit about the graphics of Pantheon Rise of the Fallen, where we're at right now, which is pretty much what I believe to be a final good point now that we have seen the trailer for Project Faerthale. So we got a really good look at what the game is going to really look like, and it gives us a lot of insight into how we can interpret the world, basically just what we're going to see there. And I want to talk a little bit about it because I feel like Chris Perkins brought up a really good point about the fidelity or the high definition graphics and all the details and all that. That's not really a new thing for MMORPGs, or certainly not for video games. So it's not something that I feel like I would sit here and harp on and on about, oh my gosh, look how good the graphics are in Pantheon Rise of the Fallen. Most of us who've been following Pantheon Rise of the Fallen for a long time don't even care about the graphics at all. We're more worried about the gameplay and the experience. But I feel like Chris Perkins really nailed it on the head when he was speaking with Carnage about the graphics and how that kind of plays into the actual gameplay experience and how we get immersed into the game mixed with the other systems that Pantheon Rise of the Fallen is going to have. So let's listen first to that clip, and then we'll talk some more and dig in a little deeper.
The other piece that I want to speak to regarding that video and just that point on the visual bar is that it doesn't just stop there. It can't just stop there, because we want to have a world that's more than just a beautiful thing to look at. There's a point behind the quality. There's a point behind the immersiveness of the visuals. And one way to say that would be, we want Terminus, which is the name of the game world. We want Terminus to be a place that you want to be in, that inspires you to explore and then rewards you for doing so with meaningful discovery that's fundamentally non-linear. And another way to phrase that would be, we want you to go where you feel drawn to go because the environment's doing such a good job of drawing you there. Everywhere you look, everything you see, the environments, the objects in the environments, the denizens and creatures of those environments, all working together to draw you to all over the place. And then once it's done that, it actually unfolds its story. It unfolds real discovery. In the current era of gaming that we're in, and Co, you know this better than most, the beautiful visuals aren't so rare anymore. There's a lot of really, really good looking games out there. And so, but when we talk about MMOs, especially, unfortunately, the way exploration and quests and story content is handled, it's so linear and so hub-based.
Theme park. Yep.
Theme park, yeah.
That's actually the term.
It's stealing away the power of the environment. Because
it makes the environment a secondary feature, because you know exactly where to go. You're always told where to go next. You have your little checklists to check off, and you don't even need to explore or look around. The game does it all for you, essentially. The entire game is a giant roadmap.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, that's right on and well said. It's the environment. Nothing cool really matters unless you've got a quest for it. And so we want there to be a reason to go and look behind that tree, to go and look under that bridge, or see if that Spriggan has anything to say to you, or pay close attention to the carvings on the wall or the painting in the room, because the environment is always telling a story. And the more that we can capitalize on making these visuals more than just visual, but actually drawing you to a meaningful point, a meaningful place of discovery, then you're starting to touch on what Pantheon is all about.
Wow. I mean, that was almost poetic, guys. I mean, that really got me going when I listened to that. I was super impressed with the wording that Joppa Chris Perkins used and how he kind of described that, the kind of thing that I've been talking about, that all of us have been thinking about and talking about with Pantheon Rise of the Fallen, and it kind of put it all together for me. I'm not going to lie, and you probably, if you've been listening to me for long enough, you know that I've had some hesitation, like, okay, yeah, the graphics look really good, I'm impressed, you can stop now, let's worry about the gameplay, let's worry about all the systems being in place, let's worry a little bit less about the graphics. After I listened to that, I honestly felt like I get it now, like a light bulb went off. Okay, so they are pouring quite a bit of energy into the graphics, but in a way that makes them more immersive. And if you look at all the clips as I'm showing them, and you kind of see some of these graphics, some of them in their final form, especially from the teaser trailer, you can just see that what they were going for was a very super interesting looking world. And that's what I believe they had built. They built things that just beg you for discovery and looking and going down the not so beaten path, going down and checking stuff out and looking at it and finding pieces of lore, especially with the perception system, being able to actually have experiences based on the environment and based on what you're checking out, what you're looking at, and your perception, and friends being with you and what they notice and what they're able to pick up on, and actually telling the story that way. It reminds me of a very advanced EverQuest system, which shouldn't be surprising, where in EverQuest you had to talk to everybody. You know, if you found a hermit out in the middle of nowhere, you might want to talk to him, you might talk to people around in the nearby swamp, etc., because there's probably quests, there's probably some more lore, some more information, and it almost felt like sometimes like, wow, I wonder if anybody else has figured this out, especially back in the earlier days of EverQuest, when it was so new, and you would actually find things and be like, I might be the first person to have actually uncovered this storyline or this situation or this quest. And that's the kind of excitement, the kind of wonder, and the kind of feeling that a lot of people felt like could never be brought back. A lot of people felt like it just wasn't possible. That, you know, we know what an MMO is now. We know how the systems work. We have the internet so we can look up and we can find out about all the little details and all that kind of thing. But this is something different, you know, with all the systems in play, and then them actually putting forth this much effort in the graphics, way more than I feel like the core of us, at least, needed. And it puts it also on another level. Something he didn't discuss there is that it puts Pantheon, in my opinion, up on a level of a AAA title. This is a crowdfunded game that gets most of its funding from the fans, not a huge publisher or anything. And so it is a small studio making this. I mean, Visionary Realms is a small group of people with a really big project. And I think that it's starting to show that they were way better than they had any right to be on all regards, especially the graphics, which I just, once again, I have to say, I didn't expect them to be that great, but they are great. They're turning out actually absolutely beautiful, man. I mean, they're not going, obviously, for hyper-realism, okay? But it has its own style. It definitely has a feeling and a style, and the more closer we get to actual launch, the more I just can't help it, man. It feels so D&D. Like, this is almost like they took my imagination from playing like Dungeons and Dragons or something, and they put it into a visual form, and it's crazy. It almost seems impossible to me, and it just looks so interesting, and that's the point. That's the reason that they're putting this much energy into the graphics, is to make it immersive, to make you want to explore it, to make each environment stand out on its own. That swamp and bog is completely different than that forest with all the green and the leaves and the swaying in the wind and everything. I mean, it's just absolutely wonderful. I don't want to talk too much, but I thought it was very interesting how they kind of tied the graphics in together. It's something I wanted to talk about, and I wanted to see what your opinion is. So please let me know in the comments down below if it's starting to make sense to you. Why? Because I know it was a big discussion. Why all the attention on the graphics, right? Like, let's bury down on the gameplay, etc. And I was in that camp too, although I was always super excited to see the updates on the graphics. I'm not gonna lie, I am a gamer. I do like good graphics, but it just, it's just, now it's all coming together. It's all part of the immersive experience. And that's what we need. We need to be lost in the game. We need to want to be in Terminus all the time. When we're at work, that's what we're thinking about. Man, I can't wait to get home. I'm gonna get with my friends. We're gonna group up. We're gonna do this and that, and just always wanting to be there, wanting to be logged on. And that's what a good MMORPG does for you. And that is exactly what I believe we're gonna get from Pantheon Rise. I'm super excited, guys. Also, I'm sorry I've been gone for so long. I did move all the way to Wisconsin. I'm here now. Got my stuff. My office looks completely ridiculous, but I've got it all set up so I can record and plan on a lot more than Nathan Napalm. I'm back, baby. I'm back. And I'm sorry, but it just took a while to get everything up here and to pack everything up and unpack it and all that kind of thing, which I'm not done yet, but whatever. I'm here and I'm ready to make some videos, so get ready. I'm about to explode. That's why they call me the Nathan Napalm. About to explode, guys, with a ton of videos, a ton of content. We're going to talk about every angle we possibly can. And I'm so looking forward to getting back out there with you guys, the community. Thank you very much for being patient while I was gone. And please remember, this is a crowdfunded MMORPG. These guys are really putting their hearts and souls into this. If you are a fan of any old school, awesome MMORPGs such as EverQuest, Final Fantasy XI, Dark Age of Camelot, some of these classics, or if you've never experienced that, but you know that you're missing something in the MMORPGs you've been playing, such as insert anything here, then please check out my channel, watch the Pantheon videos, make sure this is for you, and then go and pledge. Get yourself a pledge package, help support Visionary Realms and Pantheon Rise of the Fallen to become a reality, to become something that we can play, a tangible game. They're already fully funded, but the more pledges and the more money they get at this point just allows them to hire more people so they can get work done faster. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video today, and until next time, God bless and happy gaming. Listen to what I say. I've been making videos all day. My friends all say I'm it's a video buffet, you can even hit replay. But please just subscribe. I can't even describe being part of my tribe. I'll even offer you a prize, but just please just subscribe and hit the bell notification too.